Plaintiff Thomas Stein insists he and the defendant dated and were intimate, and he has the pictures to prove it. Thomas claims he ended up filing a restraining order against the defendant for abuse, and he's suing him today for rent, stolen property, and emotional distress. Defendant Ramon Elizondo says he's a straight man, and the only reason he's in court today is because he refused to be Thomas's lover. Ramon insists Thomas is nothing but a crackhead who was infuriated after Ramon threw his crack pipe away, and he denies owing him for anything.
Start with you.
We met at a job. He worked there for a couple months. Was terminated because of drug use. The owner said he would never have him back. I actually went to bat to get him his job back, and he screwed me over again.
How so? True.
He started to tell the owner that I was stealing things from him and all sorts of drama that he was creating.
What was his motive for telling the owner that?
He did it out of hatred because of the fact that I had called the police and turned him in for threatening and got a restraining order.
This was before or after he moved in with you or rented your place?
This is after he had moved in with me and after I kicked him out that he did this.
So you want to back up a little bit?
Sure. Apparently his person he was in a relationship with is in jail for drugs and shoplifting. And I basically look at it this way, that I was his pigeon. And I have money, not although a lot, and I have things that he would be interested in obtaining from me.
What does that mean?
I have some health problems. I'm a cancer survivor.
Okay.
Okay, so there's some things due to the result of that, some prescriptions that I get.
Gotcha. Okay. Some of your prescription drugs.
Yep. So he went into those and took prescription drugs from me.
You're saying he took those things while living with you?
We were in an intimate relationship.
Oh, what was that like?
It was fine at first.
No.
It was fine at first, but it was
No. I'm not asking you. No. I'm not asking you that part.
There ain't none of that.
I'm not asking you how the man was. I'm asking you how the living condition
when
was.
you're lonely,
was he a good room? Well, I guess he was your boyfriend, so it's not necessarily roommate. So how was it in terms of you all living together? That's what I'm talking about.
Like I said, when he's the one that said, look, we should date, okay? And it was over dinner at a sushi restaurant, okay? And I have photos of that night, that I took, of him at the restaurant. Why do I need to see the photos? Huh?
Why do I need to see photos? Let me hear from you, sir. He's kind of jumping around here on me.
Yeah, he's out of line, Your Honor. None of that is true. Everything he's saying is wrong.
Everything like what? You all know each other. That's correct.
I'm not a homosexual. I ain't got nothing wrong with gay people. To each their own.
Your Honor, let's look at these intimate photos that I have of him.
He took pictures of me when I was in the shower without me knowing. He did take pictures of me while I was in the shower. Your Honor, dude is a clown. He a crackhead. That's the problem.
Your Honor, in the bedroom. Sleeping on the sofa, sleeping.
A lot of pictures.
That's all he did was sleep.
Hey.
He didn't have a job. He didn't have any money.
Hey, hold on. Your Honor, if
I also have a restraining order.
Why? So he didn't put you to sleep on this one, Doc. You're a bad boy.
Hey,
no.
Your Honor, dude is a crackhead. He got mad because I threw away some of his crack pipes. That's what the problem was.
I can't do drugs.
And he's upset because I won't be in a relationship with him. Tom, this is true, man.
I am tested monthly for drugs in order to get certain prescriptions that I receive.
Sir, this doesn't indicate that you all weren't,
You're the crackhead.
I was in no relationship with him whatsoever.
With a hammer that I had to lock myself in my bedroom.
He was sneaking in the bathroom, taking pictures of me. He wasn't. I didn't find this out till girls at work was
telling me. Your Honor, I have a domestic restraining order.
Did you know he was in the bathroom?
No, I didn't.
He knew I was there. The apartment is very small.
He was on the other side of the door?
Yeah, I haven't seen these pictures, so I don't know.
So how do you know these pictures were taken
girls at work were telling
while you were in the shower if you haven't seen them?
Girls at work were telling me that he had pictures of me on his phone.
And you showed them to the girls at work?
He was showing them to a 16-year-old boy at work.
I mentioned them to people, but I never showed them. That would be inappropriate.
Yes, he did. He showed them to a 16-year-old boy at work, too.
So
the boss's son.
I had obtained a restraining order.
He was stealing from the boss.
You give me some background. I heard you said he was a crackhead. Just start from the beginning but he keeps jumping around.
Absolutely. I met Tom at work at a restaurant downtown. Everybody else was calling him Tommy Drama. I didn't have any idea why. But when I moved in with him, I found out why. Because he was he smoked crack, crystal meth, anything he could get his hands on.
He worked there for 2 months, Your Honor, before he was fired.
I'm still there.
March But you
I'm
came
still
back.
there.
I got your job back. I went to bat for
I'm
you
still there.
in January and got your job back after the owner didn't want you back.
The only reason why we're here
and
today
I said, Ramon's
is because
a
I
changed
won't be his
person.
lover.
Ramon's
and that's
changed.
the honest to God truth.
He's not shoplifting anymore. He's
That's
not
the
doing
honest to God
drugs
truth.
anymore.
I won't be his lover. Tommy, you know it. You know that you
Ramon,
want to be with me.
you're a
You want
shoplifter.
to be with me. I won't be with
Shoplifter.
you. I mean, look at you, bro. Come on, man. He got mad because I threw his crack pipes away. That's what he's suing me for.
How long did you all live together?
Like a half a month.
Why did you leave?
It was February. I left because he was smoking dope. He'd be sitting on the couch butt naked with this feather red boa around his neck. and he would be like, he's got these two little dogs, right? And he would be saying, Kiki, 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 where the crack pipe, Kiki?
Your Honor. Okay.
I'm just keeping it
It's a
real.
complete lie. I can't do it. He can sit there and say crack, 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 crack until he's blue in the face.
Crackhead.
He's the crackhead.
A delusional
So he
crackhead.
smokes
Heroin,
crack.
marijuana, he does it. Okay?
Well, how do you know? You saw him? You've observed him?
Yes, I observed him on the night that I kicked him out. The following day, I kicked him out of my house. He did crack in my apartment.
Defendant Ramon Elizondo says he is a straight man who's only being sued because he refused to be the plaintiff's lover. But the plaintiff insists they were in an intimate relationship.
Why did you kick him out?
I kicked him out because he didn't pay me any money. The night before I kicked him out, he started to smoke some crack, okay? I said, no, you cannot do any crack in my house. He only had $20, okay? So then after he spent that $20 in crack, and he's sitting on the sofa like this with a hammer in his hand, okay, like
What was
crazy
the hammer
looking.
for?
Because he's paranoid. Someone's gonna come through, someone's in the closet, someone's gonna come through and arrest him, okay?
That's definitely a symptom.
So
That's right.
I actually had to take my dogs and go in my bedroom and lock myself in there with a dresser and my bed against the thing. When I go to bed at night, I take my wallet, my keys with me. That night, I forgot my wallet. So he took $100 out of my wallet, ordered more crack when I was in my room. The following morning, when we went to go get his paycheck, okay, and he was supposed to pay me all this money that he owed me for rent and for the money they took the night before, his paycheck wasn't enough. Oh, I can only give you $100. So I left him at a Walmart. I said, this is it. I'm cutting my losses. I'm done with you. You've stolen property from me. He stole 23 Viagra. He stole diazepam from me. He stole pain management medication from me.
I don't need Viagra. I'm
I
still
actually
young.
had to take photos of how I would behave my prescription bottles so that I would come home and compare to my cell phone, the way they were on the counter, to know if they were touched. I'd actually have numbers put on them, how many were in there, because he would take the drugs. This is Ramon's tactics. He's unpredictable. He wants to create drama. He wants to stir things up. He wants to make everybody miserable, okay? We were in a relationship. I have a restraining order. He became physically violent with me.
That's not true.
He actually
That is not true, man.
Quiet, sir. Pardon?
He actually hit me in the mouth. He would kick me. I actually called the police on him about stealing the medication. It's all in the restraining order. He did
Let's
not
see
show
it,
up.
please.
He did not show up for these court dates at all to deny the fact that we were in a relationship. He did not deny any of the things. He didn't show up.
I was busy at work. I didn't have
You have
time.
a court case.
Time to
You
entertain this
have a
clown.
court case. You can get off to go to work.
Sir,
Yes.
you ever assault him?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Why?
I did slap him in the mouth.
Why?
Backhand, Your Honor.
What happened was we were driving down the street and he was screaming and yelling.
Backhand you?
He backhanded me. It was all because I made a comment. He had a crack.
You backhand him?
I
did backhand him, yes.
He
I ain't
burned his
gonna lie
mouth with
about
the
it.
crack pipe the night before, and I made a comment about it because, in reference to being like herpes, and he backhanded me in the car.
This is your temporary restraining
I have a
order.
permanent restraining order.
And it says here, sir,
Yes.
the person was in a dating relationship.
That was according to him, Your Honor.
So the man lying to everybody about you.
Yes,
you
he is. He's trying to defamate my character.
Your Honor, you want to hear the real
Defame
kicker?
your character,
Yes.
sir.
This is how this man.
Your Honor, this dude, Tom is delusional.
Did you agree
crackhead.
on the rent, sir? Let's start there.
Let's start to. No, I don't, because I was only there for half a month.
Did you agree to pay?
Never agreed to pay him.
Sir,
He agreed to pay.
how much?
He agreed to pay half of what the rent was, and for the first
How
month,
much was that?
I paid $675 for rent, okay, and he owes me for half of January, and then he owes me for the month of February as well. He was there February.
And stolen property. You have how much down for stolen property?
It was $1,000.
For what property, sir?
I had collected Christopher Radical Christmas ornaments, and Ramon had taken several of these ornaments from my house.
Why would I take Christmas ornaments? This
to
dude-
pawn them for
Why
what are you
would I
saying? To
take your
pawn them
Christmas
for crack,
ornaments if I'm a
sir?
crackhead,
To
dude?
sell stuff, yeah, so he'd have money. The prescription medication that he stole was $500 and some.
Okay, $500 for the prescription
For medication, yes.
All right, well,
He took 23 As I said, I had cancer and I have to take certain medications.
23 what, sir?
23 Viagra. They,
Now, what would I be taking Viagra for?
I had cancer. I had cancer, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I buy 30 at a time. He stole 23 of them.
Okay.
Why would I take
23
this Viagra?
Viagra. What
Once
else,
again,
sir?
Come on.
to sell them so you could have
Okay,
your
what else?
crack money.
What else,
He
sir?
stole the ornaments.
Mama smokes
He,
crack.
He took
How much are the ornaments worth?
ornaments are about. Here's a copy of.
Let's see them.
They're
How much?
About $40, $50 a piece, Your Honor.
Total amount for ornaments.
It's like $350.
All right. The emotional distress is for what?
The emotional distress is for being in the relationship with him and having to go through all this drama. I mean, I've had to, with him threatening to have
Your
me
Honor, what
kill
about my
my
emotional
dogs.
distress?
I have to watch where I'm going and how I act,
Why?
and protect myself because he's a former Latin king.
Oh, man.
He's a former gang member.
Your Honor, Your Honor, I am a former gang member. That I am. That's true.
And you know what? When you have a former
It's true.
gang member,
That is true.
I
was a Latin
might
gang
give
at
some
one
credence
time.
to that.
And
I
the
might
police
give
and
some
the
credence to
police
that.
had to
He
call you.
comes across as a tough guy. I might give some credence to that. Sir, you ever
used
been
to- I
to
used to
a
be-
prison?
Never.
Okay, because sometimes, and I don't want my prison buddies to get mad at me, or my prison viewers. I got a lot of guys who view me from prison, and they're right on, brothers. But y'all know too that sometimes guys, when they're released from prison, they take advantage of homosexual guys by serving them in exchange for money. That happens
happened.
all the time. That's
Never
why
happened
I
this
asked
way,
you
though.
that. All right,
right.
you weren't using the man for his money
Absolutely.
by engaging in a relationship
That's a
with
complete
him.
lie.
Yeah,
I have
Because
one.
that's what a lot of guys, desperate street guys who are hooked on drugs, they do that. And this man didn't have to tell the court that you all were in a relationship.
I was in a relationship
He
with
could
him.
have just said he assaulted me.
Defendant Ramon Elizondo says he is a straight man who's only being sued because he refused to be the plaintiff's lover. But the plaintiff insists they were in an intimate relationship.
And I believe he assaulted you as well. And assaults are, in most instances, compensated because they are extraordinary acts of relationship breakdown. Arguing, fussing, emotional issues, no, everybody goes through that in relationships. But when you escalate it to a form of physical assault, then it does deserve compensation.
And it was more than just that backhand. It was in the restraining order. It was
For
kicks,
emotional
It was one
slaps,
time.
punches.
I believe you.
It was
I
one
believe
time.
everything he says.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It was.
I believe you. $4,544. I believe you. Based on the things you've shown me, the things you said to the court, I don't believe you'd lie in these court documents. So I'm going to grant him his judgment. I believe him. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a
Your
good
Honor,
day.
thank you. You're a liar and a
You quit calling my mother.
just called
too.
me you to
That's what you heard.
Seriously?
Yep.
See, folks?
You heard me.
I'm right.
Quit calling my mother too. Before you get more than a backhand. Tom's nothing but a lying crackhead, and none of it was true. Anything he had to say was all lies. That's all I've got to say.
We recently spoke with defendant Ramon Elizondo, who said although he never abused crack as the plaintiff Thomas Stein alleged, he did abuse prescription pills. Ramon told us after his case, he was sent to prison for selling pills and heroin. But he was released over a year ago and has been clean for 5 years. Ramon still insists he and Thomas were never intimate, and they haven't spoken since the case. We reached out to Thomas, but were unable to reach him.